Hi everyone, my name is Courtney and I did my TWS at North Shore Elementary in a 4th grade class. The unit that I did my TWS on is Objects in Motion, and it is a science unit. So my TWS basically focused on physical science, specifically pertaining to objects in motion. So we're talking about how things move, friction, speed, velocity, acceleration, things like that. Our contextual factors: out of 19 students, 4 are Hispanic, 3 are African American, and the remaining are white. The classroom did have a large group of gifted students. We had 2 students that received ESE services and 1 student with a 504 plan that was pertaining to anxiety, which obviously I had to take that into consideration when planning my lessons. So the learning goals were: students will identify and describe how an object in motion always changes its position and may change its direction. Students will investigate and describe the factors that determine the speed of an object and how objects can move at different speeds. So those are the main goals. That's what we were focused on. A lot of how things move and why they move, and then talking about speed and how to determine speed and how speed affects objects in motion. So the pre and post assessment were 10-question quizzes. They were the same quiz. It was provided by Pinellas County Schools, and that is what they were basing their unit off of. Student 10, 11, and 13 were the students that I chose to highlight their data and really analyze their data. As you can see here in my charts, they all made significant gains from the pre to the post assessment. The TWS was based on Pinellas County Schools curriculum for 4th grade students. It loosely followed the continuity guide that they provide for you. I did kind of take things and rearrange them a little bit and brought in some things that I thought were a little more exciting for the students. The standards that we covered were: recognize that an object in motion always changes its position and may change its direction, and investigate and describe the speed of an object is determined by the distance it travels in a unit of time, and that objects can move at different speeds. So as I said before, we did have some ESE students and 504 plans. So some of the things that I had to take in, that I had to allow were: for one of our virtual students, he responds in the chat instead of on the microphone. That was more comfortable for him, and there wasn't a need to make that an issue. Another student just repeating the directions, clarifying things, that kind of stuff, allowing student time to speak and answer questions. This student has speech services, and so allowing that student the time that they needed to say what they wanted to say and ask questions and clearly get out their thoughts. The lessons were implemented in a way where they built upon each other. Every day just built on top of the next one, and that's how they eventually got all of the knowledge that they needed to be successful. The classroom is always great. I really enjoyed my time in this classroom. There's definitely a sense of community. The students were not afraid to get together, have discussions. They weren't afraid to make mistakes either. So they were confident in their abilities, and it was okay for them to make a mistake because they knew that that was going to help them learn. And then in conclusion, after analyzing all the data, I really feel like the students were positively impacted. They were able to take the information and gain a greater comprehension of the standards and the information that they were intended to learn. I think that overall it was a great and successful TWS. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.